A lot of you guys in North America wish your Tatula have this. We got a drag clicker. Batman, Iron Man, Batman, Iron Man. Welcome back to a very special video. I got a brand new Daiwa reel in my hand. This reel just came out by the end of 2024 over in Asia, and I think it is right now the closest thing to the 2021 Daiwa Zillion SV TW. This is a very popular reel. It's basically the flagship in the Daiwa's mid-tier lineup. But I'd say this reel right here is basically a Tatula SV on steroids. So we've got the brand new 2025 Salamandar SV TW 150 in the XH and left-hand model. If you're a Daiwa fan, you're gonna love this video. I'm going to unbox and review this reel and compare it with some other reels, similar reels on the market. We're gonna, deep dive in typical T10 outdoor style to help you understand the true identity of this reel. To see if it's worth the money, where to buy this reel if you're not in Asia, like myself. I'm in Canada and North America. By the way, Daiwa is a global brand, so here we have some special Tatulas, but we're missing out on a lot of models out on the international market in Asia, right? Japan and China. So this is probably the first ever English review on YouTube, I believe, so far. So stay tuned, let's get right into it. All right, first thing, let's look at the box. It's pretty standard Daiwa box, and you can see there's the SV concept. Nowadays, Daiwa baitcasters are being categorized in two categories. One is the SV concept, the other one is LC, and actually there's more. There's BF concept as well, but this one does have the SV braking system. So let's look at the back side. Let's see the features. Obviously it has the hyperdrive design, hyperdrive digigear, hyper armor housing, hyper tough clutch. So this reel is missing the hyperdrive double bearing support on the pinion gear. So this reel has a long shaft spool, so it doesn't have that double bearing support on the pinion. And obviously we have the T-wing system, and look at this, we have the SV Boost, just like the Zillion. Yeah, SV Boost. So yeah, I'm sure a lot of you guys are probably wondering, oh, is this now a Zillion now? The Zillion SV is due for an update, I believe coming 2025 summer in ICAST, because every 4 years they update the model. So we'll see what happens in the summertime. But for now, I think this is the closest thing to a Zillion. And yeah, that's a box. Let's open it up. Okay, so you have a bunch of paperwork. This one is in Chinese. We're not going to read that. I can read Chinese, by the way. And then we have a schematic diagram. Over the years of doing reel reviews, I noticed some of you like to quickly glance the part diagram. All right, and there is these numbering of the parts labels. Okay, get that out of the way. And then we have the English version of the user manual. Yeah, I mean, it's very comprehensive. It talks about how to maintain your reel, how to, especially here, read this section, how to zero adjust. Basically, how to properly adjust your Daiwa tension knob, how to change your handle knob, handle, stuff like that, right? Very useful piece of paper. Okay. So yeah, that's it for the box, and we have the reel right here. It's wrapped in a nice cloth paper bag. Okay, there it is, the brand new 2024 or 25 Salamandar SV TW 150. What does it remind you? First impression for me, look at the front face. It's an Iron Man. It's literally an Iron Man reel right here. Now, the Salamandar lineup has been recognized as the dark red, some gold accent, just like this reel right here. I mean, when I first saw this one, this is a 70 SV. I'm like, wow, this is a Ironman reel. But I guess the designer went down a rabbit hole and really tried to make it look like an Ironman. All right, so you have a dark red with Salamandura side plate and a vector logo. There's your MacForce dial, 20 positions. So palming wise, it's very comfortable. Very comfortable. I believe this is exactly the same frame as a 23 Daiwa Tatula 100. I do have it over here just to show you. So I did do a review video of it. I can leave it on the corner here or there or in the description. You can watch it. But you see how they designed this recessed front or the middle housing where your thumb rests right here. It's very comfortable, man. They redesigned this 100 frame to be a little taller but a bit shorter, okay? So it fits really nice. I've fished this reel for a year now. Caught me bass, pike, love it. So the Salamandura continued with the Tatula frame. So side plate, exactly the same, I believe. I'll show you when I interchange them to prove it to you, but the front facing is not recessed. It's coming up a little bit, which is all right. I mean, it's still very comfortable, honestly. According to Daiwa China's website, this is not a silver. They call it the champagne gold. And here you have the gold T-wing system. So when you press the thumb bar, it opens up to a wider aperture for better casting, less resistant of the line shooting out. And you reel in just to engage the clutch, and it goes back to this narrow aperture for line winding. Yep, just a typical Daiwa design. So these knobs, they're actually cork knobs, very soft, very comfortable, just in a red paint. There's your locking nut, Zillion drag star. How it sounds like clicking. I'll put it up close to the microphone. Okay. It says hyperdrive right there on the gearbox. And a very nice metal tension knob with a fire salamander engraved. Very nice touch. I got the 8.1 to 1 gear ratio. It is made in Thailand, just like your Salamanduras, your Tatulas, all your budget to mid-tier Daiwa baitcasters. Now, I wish they went with like a chrome plate thumb bar, just like the SV70. It just looks more premium, in my opinion, but that's all right. So they call it a SV, 150 size? It's really no different than the Tatula 100. So what makes it a 150 size is the spool. It's a deeper cut spool. And believe it or not, it's a 34mm SV spool, which means you can probably put this spool in a Tatula 100, which also runs a 34mm diameter spool. Again, we'll do that in the later part of the video. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention, do not touch the tension knob. Don't adjust it. It is factory set by Daiwa to allow 0.2mm of side-to-side play here. They designed for a reason. This is the optimum spool tension that they believe for optimum performance. So on a Daiwa SV or just a standard TW reel, all you need to do is adjust the MacForce dial. It's a little tight, but which is good, right? Yeah, so don't touch your tension knob. I'll explain later what a zero adjust means. But yeah, this is the overall look of the reel. I really like it. It's lightweight. In my hand, it palms really nice. Actually, let me weigh it. They're saying this reel weighs 6.9 ounces. Let's see if that's true. 195 grams. I do have a scale. Let's see. What does this say? 192. Yeah, even lighter than what they claim to be. Very lightweight, pairs up nicely with your high-end rods. Oh, right, another feature. A lot of you guys in North America wish your Tatula have this. We got a drag clicker. Oh yeah. And it's not just a drag clicker, it's very smooth. So a drag clicker, how it works on a baitcaster is that the mechanism is directly on the main gear. So adding drag clicking mechanism literally means adding resistance. But there's a lot of clicking intervals per rotation, which makes, you know, the drag not so jerky, right? And starting up, it's very smooth too. Very easy to start up. Just like the Zillion. Actually, let me compare the sound. They probably use the same drag clicker. Okay, Zillion also has a drag clicker. All right, let's compare that to the Salamandura. I think the Salamandura is a little bit louder, which is good. Smoothness wise, I think they're exactly the same. So shout out to Daiwa Asia, Daiwa China for making this amazing reel with a drag clicker. So in 2025, we have the Tatula 100 SV, right? Just came out by the end of 2024. That one is a 100 size SV, which uses the 32mm spool, also an SV Boost spool, but just a bit shallower. So that reel is pretty much the same as this. There's another reel that just came out by the end of last year as well, maybe at the beginning of 2025, which is the Kage 150. It even has the same front face middle housing, but in a different colorway. So that one has the same spool, but no drag clicker, and that one does not have the boost. It's just a standard SV. I'm not sure why they didn't add it on. The Kage is going for, I think, $300, $350 maybe even. For how much you get out of that reel, this is, I think, a better option, man. That's why I say this thing is the closest reel to the Zillion SV right now. There is, okay, this is the latest news. It's not even on Daiwa China's website. I mean, it's on there. It's very hard to find, but I'll insert some pictures here. Daiwa China just released a SV 100 size Salamandura, which is a 25 version. That one has the 32mm spool, but I think the rest of the features are the same. This one just has more line capacity, so I do plan on putting on P2.0, P2.5 thicker line, right? We're throwing medium-sized bait. I can still throw like 1/4 ounce, 3/8, no problem. So speaking of casting, right? This is where the soul of the reel lies within the casting system. The reel itself, with the hyperdrive design, is very smooth, which is already proven on the 100 size. It's very stable, very smooth, very quiet as well. Same as this new reel. But the casting system got improved by adding in the boost system. I'll explain when I open up the side plate. Actually, let's just open it up now and show you the soul of the braking system. Take your coin till it pops out, and you just twist and pop it out. Just like that. So it's pretty standard Mach 4s. You have 2 rings of magnet, and then your inductor cup on the spool sits in the gap. It's going to affect the rotation of the spool. Okay, let's take the spool out. Aha! We're not getting a short shaft spool. Still have the long shaft, but that is okay. So I believe this is the very first, or this generations of Tatula Salamandura are the very first SV Boost long shaft spool. I want you to pay attention to the shaft here on the base. There is a rubber O-ring. I believe this is making that, you know, that quiet and smooth reeling sensation. Is there one on the other side? Yeah, there is. If you look closely here, right here. Yes. So that's kind of like similar to Shimano's silent tune technology, but I think they just copy each other over the years. Let's compare it with the Tatula 100 first, and then we'll compare it with the SV Zillion. Okay. So I have line on the spool for now, so we're not gonna weigh it. I think it's 14 grams without the line, if I remember correctly. So if you see that O-ring there, it's also present on the new Tatula 100, but not on the other side. Huh, interesting. So compare side by side, we have exactly the same diameter. And in terms of height, okay, hold on a second. Yeah, they're pretty much identical, but you can see it's a little thicker on the lip here. And it's deeper. You can't tell now, but yeah, just trust me. This spool is a bit deeper than that 100 size. If you look at the inductor cup, at an initial position, I think the Salamandar is a bit taller. Yes, it's just a tiny bit taller. See if I can make that happen. Tiny bit taller. So initial position, the inductor cup is deeper into the side plate, just like that. It's already sitting deeper before it even starts spinning. So I'm fitting the red spool into the Tatula. They do fit. Yeah, and then the other thing I want to compare is the wall thickness of the inductor cup. Okay, you need to really look closely, but the Tatula has a thicker inductor cup. What does that do? I guess more influence from the magnet, but when it's shorter, it's less influence. There's a weird balance, or I don't know how to say it, but just a tiny change in the rotor shape, length, spring tightness can make a big difference in the casting performance. So an SV spool is meant to cast, you know, finesse style bait, usually lighter bait, you know, more stable casts on these pitching, flipping, shorter distance casts. But with the boost technology, it will increase the casting distance. We'll see how that casts. We might compare the two reels side by side on a casting field in the future video, so stay tuned. If you look at the Tatula spool, the inductor just shoots straight out. There's no twisting or anything. It shoots straight out. The spring is pretty stiff, I'd say. On the Salamandura, it just takes a light pull, and it does not come out very much. You see, that's it, and it twists out. So apparently SV Boost is a two-stage braking. So the SV standard spool on, let's say, the SV 103 on the Fuego SV or the SV 70 Tatula or Salamandura is a one-stage twist, but this one is two-stage. I don't know, man. I don't know how it's two-stage. It's one stage to me, honestly. The cup, inductor cup, oh, that's two-stage actually. Now I feel it. I wasn't twisting it hard enough. So there's first stage and there's two-stage. Now I understand. The second stage has a stronger resistance. The first stage is very easy to pull out. Like, it just light twist. Right here, that's first stage. Second stage. And it just, you know, shoots right back. Alright, so let me try to explain SV Boost. I'll leave a video link in the description from the official Daiwa explanation, but I'll try to explain and demonstrate with the spool in my hand as well. In baitcaster casting, there's always a balance between distance and control, right? So as a basic mag force braking system, you have the magnets, you have the inductor cup. When you make a cast, the spool starts spinning, and the centrifugal force pushes the inductor cup out into the magnets. The further in, the more brakes applied to the spool to slow the spool down. So that's a basic idea of the mag force. And then when it comes to the boost system, so at the beginning of the cast, you whip out your rod, the inductor cup shoots out all the way to the maximum position into the magnets. So as your lure travels through the air, your spool slows down naturally, right? Losing energy. Also, there's the influence of the brake slowing down the spool. So as the spool slows down, your line doesn't slow down. So you can have excess line bunching up, shooting out. Your spool speed is slower than your line speed. So to match up the line speed, the inductor cup backs down one stage away from the magnets, so less braking is applied to allow the spool to spin a little faster than normal, right? So that happens at the second stage, or the second half of your cast. So now, just before the lure hits the water, at the tail end of the cast, your lure kind of just falls like a leaf down, creating again excess line shooting out. So the inductor further retracts down one more stage to the end, and again allowing that spool to spin a little bit, more, to give you that extra maybe like 15 feet, 20 feet of distance at the end of the cast. And that's a very smart system. It's kind of automatic, kind of a similar idea to the Shimano DC reels. It's a very cool engineering design, just like the Zillion. I believe this will increase your casting distance and provides more control on any kind of casting techniques. Yeah, that's very cool. This is why I love Daiwa, man. Every year they come out with something new. Every year they would trickle down technology from, let's say, a $400 baitcaster down to like a $200 baitcaster, which is, this is what consumers want, right? So yeah, there's your SV Boost. It works exactly the same as the short shaft SV spool. I'll just open it up and show you. So on the Zillion, you have a switch, and then you just pull it out just like that. Yeah, right, the Zillion rings are kind of different, but same idea, mag force braking system. The spool is a short shaft spool, and this is how the inductor cup works. It's two-stage, yes, for sure, two-stage. And then it just pocks back at the second stage. 2, 1, 2, 1. Yeah, let's compare the spool weight. Actually, I haven't done that. Okay, on a $400 Zillion SV TW, I can feel the spool is very light. It's made out of G1 duraluminum. So there we go. What is it? 13 grams. It's not super light, huh? 13 grams. Salamandura is very light as well. 14.6, just 1 gram heavier. Yeah, like you can't compare Daiwa spools with those bait finesse spools. Like you can get a spool under 5 grams nowadays, like these Chinese bait finesse reels, but they don't have the SV Boost. So I'm going to say the Salamandura is a sister reel to the Tatula 100, and here is why. First of all, they have the same frame except for the middle housing. For this is an Ironman face, this is a butt face. A lot of people call it the butt face. So let's try to put this spool on the Tatula in the Salamandura. There we go. You bet it fits. Because it's the same size. Diameter is the same, 34 millimeter. Even with a side plate, I can put a black side plate on a red reel. Look at this. It's a hybrid Batman, Iron Man, Batman, Iron Man. What about the SV Boost? Oops, don't drop that. SV Boost in your standard Tatula 100. Guess what now? Now you have exactly the same reel. Like I said, everything lies within the spool. You just achieve the same braking behavior as that Iron Man reel. So what is this now? Spider-Man? Cool. These spools are interchangeable, and these brake pads on side plate, look at that. Are they exactly the same? In the bearing, this one has a black ring. Huh. Maybe they're different. I think now you have a good understanding of what this Salamandura really is. So why do I recommend this reel? First, I absolutely recommend buying this reel over the Tatula. If you're okay with the colorway, which I'm in love with, some people like that low-key black, grayish, gunmetal finish, but I don't mind it. I think it has some characters, and it does match up with my red rod. I'll show you the rod actually. This is just a travel rod I got from AliExpress. See how it looks like when I mount it on. I mean, that's pretty cool looking, eh? DMX Castro. Yeah, it feels really good in the hand. Nicely balanced. Pairs up nicely with the Shimano Zodias if you have one. There's one more thing I forgot to talk about. So if you pay attention to the spool, usually on a spool it's curved down, right, from the sidewall, but you can tell it's a straight 90-degree cut. I would believe this design helps with braided line, PE line, helps with the line lay on the spool. I'm gonna put some line on here and show you the end result here. So I've put some 20-pound, actually 30-pound PE line on here. So you can tell it's kind of like a concave in kind of line lay, but lays pretty evenly on the two sides. And like I said, if you have a Zodias, it pairs up very nicely. This one is not a true Zodias. Look at that. Makes you wonder, hey? Yeah, to be honest with you, I have two of these. I already went out to catch fish with it. I've had a really good day on Boundary Dam Reservoir in southern Saskatchewan catching bass with it. I'll insert some clips so you can hear the drag going. It was a thrill to fight these bass on this reel, guys. Awesome. Come on, man. You're still here? Come on, man. Come on, bass. Can't believe you're this shallow. Oh, yeah, got him. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What is that? That's a bass. What? No way, no way. Okay, I'm coming this way.
Right here, I got the net.
Oh, baby. Oh, you got it. Ooh.
That's a nice one.
That's another 3.
Wow.
They're so shallow. There's bass here, baby. So I caught it on the dressed jig with a weed guard, and on the Crush City, this is a cleanup crawl. That is a beautiful, beautiful bass. Okay, let's release this guy. Okay, we're back. It's an awesome reel. It's got a drag clicker. It casts super nicely. Always in control. You get nice distance. You don't have to worry about backlash. I highly recommend in 2025, guys, if you're looking for a reel that can do it all at a budget-friendly price. I mean, this is not a budget reel, but for what it can do, it is very close to a Daiwa Zillion. All right, so next we're gonna talk about where and how much, where to buy it. Like I said, this is an Asian model. You can't get it here from your local tackle shops in North America, Canada, US. But I do have, like I said, one extra. If you message me, want to buy this one, I can make a deal for you. But if you want to purchase from Asia, I bought it from China, from AliExpress. I'll leave a link in the description. It's an affiliate link. If you click it and buy it from there, I get like a little bit of commission. So that helps out the channel, right? Yeah, so the retail price, there's no retail price because the market for this reel is so little. Not too many people know about this reel, but it's about, let's say, $300 Canadian. Actually, it's $300 US, about $350 Canadian. Sometimes there's sales and the price fluctuates depending on your currency conversion, right? I hope I convinced a lot of you buying this reel because it's really, what else can I say, man? This is the best right now in the mid-tier price range. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for this video. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like, leave a comment. I'm sure there's a lot of things that I have not mentioned, or you have questions. Leave in a comment below. I always answer your questions, always reply. Give me a follow if you want to see more of these reviews in the future. I do a lot of the AliExpress, international high-end Shimano Daiwa reel reviews. Next one I'll probably do is on the JDM 2025 Chaldea. Man, I'm telling you, this is the best right now mid-tier spinning reel. That's gonna do it. Thank you for watching, and see you on the next time on T10 Outdoors. Peace.